So I need to talk, I'm talking with someone from TeachersConnect tomorrow to kind of finalize the details before going forward, but I think if it all goes the way that I'm hoping, it'll be a great series of videos to watch where we all share like just those moments in our profession where we really felt like, okay, I'm getting better at this, or I have a handle on teaching. Hey guys, it is Monday and it is probably just shy of 1 o'clock, and I have been a busy little bee up until this point. I've actually been up since 8 o'clock this morning, or probably closer to 8:30 this morning, because Genesis woke me up. She wanted to go out. There's this one piece of hair right there. And I honestly intended to go back upstairs and lay down for about another half hour. I don't know what's going on. Excuse me while I groom myself. Do you guys see it? Is it me? It's driving me crazy. Okay. Okay. I don't know. So I was gonna lay down for a little bit longer because I normally just stay in bed till about 9 o'clock, but I decided to get up because I had vowed that today was the day that I try and get things resolved with my security company, and I fully intended on staying on the phone for 24 hours if I had to, because I refuse to be put on hold again. So I said, let me go ahead and get started, because this company that I have security through is on the East Coast. So I called this morning at about 8:30ish and went through the same procedure, called Kevin, his name was, the person that was supposed to be my personal security account manager. Once again, he didn't pick up, so then I hung up and called again and spoke to another person. And very adamantly said, I'd like to speak to Kevin, and if he's not available, I'd like to speak to someone, and I do not want to be put on hold. I do not want to go to voicemail. I do not want to leave my name and number. I will just stay on the phone for as long as I need to. Now, honestly, this person, our interaction to start was very strained. He had a tone, a voice that I thought was not okay, to the point where at one point in the conversation I asked him, do you hear yourself right now? Like, and said, this is the type of service that I'm talking about, and told him, you know, just the gist of what I've been going through, and letting him know I wanted to get my account squared away and that I wanted to cancel it altogether. He very sternly said I can't cancel it because I was under contract, and so blah blah blah. Long story short, this representative and I had a very rough start, but within, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, I had told my saga for the umpteenth, as my Aunt Cassie would say. I don't know if that's a real word, but umpteenth time, and was very aggressive in the way that I told it. If you heard me, it is clear that I was upset. I knew I was upset, and I wanted him to hear how unbelievably upset I was. I told him the customer service has been atrocious. I said I would like someone to explain to me why no one has called me back in the past week after I've told you that my security system is malfunctioning. I did all of that. Through the course of the conversation, he, I think, realized, wow, this woman is mad, and rightfully so. And by the end of it, we found out a couple of things. That because early on, before all this craziness went on, I had switched to automatic payments with the security company, and so I was telling him I'm calling to see what is going on with my account in terms of these other two charges that I don't think I should have been billed for. And I said I'm trying to make sure my account is in good standing before I close it, because I was still wanting to close it. And he said, well, your account's in good standing. He said, but I would check your bank to see if we've debited your account. And sure enough, they had debited my account during the first week of July. $339. $39 for the monthly service fee, and $300 for those two fees from the police department. So I said, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm disputing. I didn't think to look at my bank account because I totally forgot I had switched over to automatic debits and all of that. So he said what he can do is credit my account back the $300, but he would have to speak to his manager to do that, and he would call me back. Now, when he said I'll call you back, I didn't even want to hear it. But he's like, no, when I say call you back, I will call you back within an hour. To his credit, he called me back within 15 minutes and basically said I had two options. Option one was they could credit my account, my actual account with the company, or they can credit my bank account, which would take a little bit longer. By this point, I realized they were not going to let me out of my contract. Even though I said the people that I had spoken to prior made it sound like me canceling my contract was just a matter of me sending them something in writing, say I wanted to cancel, and we would be done. He said, no, there's no one here is going to be able to let you out of contract because it's a 5-year contract that you signed. So with that being said, I clarified. I said, so does this mean the amount that you're crediting my account would equate to $300? He said it would actually be a little bit more, just to kind of overshoot, just to be on the safe side. So I decided to go that route because I know getting a refund from them is a joke, and that's not going to happen. Do I want to stick with this company? I sure don't. But I also don't have the energy to go through battle number 2, which would be getting out of contract. So if they're going to credit my account the amount of fees, that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to get some video equipment for my house thanks to Nicole, who is one of my dear subscribers and friends on Instagram. She's going to help me out with getting a camera from Nest, which was something I was going to be doing anyway because I talked to Jenny about it. So as of right now, after that conversation, I believe and I know, well, I won't know until I see it, that my account has been credited a little over $300. I don't need to make a payment to the security company for several months. I've asked the representative that I spoke to send me all of this in email. I have not gotten that email yet, but I will be calling him to follow up, as well as the supervisor. And I do not have the energy to battle now with them about getting out of this contract. I just know what I need to do. And a service technician is coming out on Thursday because I do believe something's wrong with the system itself. So that happened. Then I went and got my car washed. Then I stopped by the school to talk to a friend of mine because I needed to ask her some questions about a couple of things. And I saw in the process my friend, or my new teammate's Peggy's room. Her room is completely papered. She has papered it floor to ceiling. I didn't even get a chance to kind of document the progress of her room because she did it so quickly. She started on Saturday and she's done. Jenny's room is coming along nicely. Her mother-in-law was there helping her, and I'll be sure to show you that. And I also, while I was in my classroom, did my Amazon Prime Day order because that started at noon and I wanted to jump right on there. So I did. I will show you what I got when the order comes. Most, if not all of it, is for school. And then I went to get some lunch. I went to get some Waba Grill, which is like a chicken bowl, because I still haven't gone to the grocery store, you guys. I don't really know. I need you guys to just make me feel better and tell me it's okay. I was gonna come home and eat waffles, but then I got really busy. So that's what I've been doing so far. And in the midst of all that, some exciting things are happening for me, or some exciting opportunities. One, you guys know that I'm working with TeachersConnect, and we are in the process of putting together a video that I think is going to be pretty amazing once it comes together and it gets done, where a variety of teachers are going to be sharing, you know, moments in their profession where they really felt like they were getting better as a teacher and what that looked like for them, or what it was that made them feel that way. And I'm hoping, I've already had people agree to do this, but it's also up to the people at TeachersConnect, that some of your friends on YouTube will be participating in this video. So far, I've gotten Megan from Too Cool for Middle School to say yes, Darren Nakakihara to say yes, Fernanda from That One Happy Classroom to say yes, Shelly from Early Adventures, CJ from Real Rap with Reynolds, and I think Bridget from The Lettered Classroom would be participating, but more on in podcast format. So I need to talk. I'm talking with someone from TeachersConnect tomorrow to kind of finalize the details before going forward. But I think if it all goes the way that I'm hoping, it'll be a great series of videos to watch, where we all share like just those moments in our profession where we really felt like, okay, I'm getting better at this, or I have a handle on teaching. at least today, because just as soon as you think you got it figured out, the next day something happens and you feel like you have no idea what you're doing. So there's that. And the other exciting thing that I've alluded to but have not really given any details because I wasn't really sure what exactly was going on is I'm excited to announce that I'm going to be working with Storybird, which is a website I really hadn't heard of before. But when they approached me to see about collaborating, I of course did some research and found that it just really felt silly that I had not found the website before, because they have some great services and tools for teachers and students where it's really encouraging kids to write. So we're going to be collaborating on like a writing strategies thing. That's about all I can say, but I'm super excited about that, because not only just about the collaboration itself, but to be using Storybird in my classroom this upcoming school year. I'm excited to see what exactly I can do in my classroom to kind of make writing a little bit more engaging and exciting for students. So that has been what I've been up to today. I'm getting ready to eat some lunch. I might go to CM today because now that I have these videos that I kind of need to figure out, I really need to use my time wisely. So I kind of want to get some things out of the way today so that going forward, I can devote a good portion of my time to getting those responsibilities taken care of. So I don't know, I might go today, I might go tomorrow. Liza's going tomorrow and it would be fun to go with her, but I kind of need to prioritize some things. So that is Monday, July 18th so far. Busy, productive, and it's only like 1:30 or so. So I'm gonna put the camera down now so I can eat, but I will certainly check in with you guys a little bit later on today. So I'll see you then. Okay, I'm in CM right now. Try not to be too awkward. And I'm here for two reasons. I have a gift card that I need to use, and I'm just looking to see what they have. But I'm also here because I'm kind of in charge of decorating our staff lounge, and I'm just looking to see if they have some like inspirational posters that I can use. I have about $10 on my gift card, and I've already picked up a couple of things, which I will show you. Picked up this poster here on different activities you want readers to do. And these two posters, there's two, I can only show you one. This is from Schoolgirl Style, but these are ones that I'm intending for the staff lounge. It says the biggest mistake you could ever make is being too afraid to make one. So I picked that up. And there's something else. Ooh. I also got this little pack on close reading for guided reading. So I'm just looking around to see what they have, and then when I finish, I'll be sure to share everything that I got with you guys. So, all right, so obviously I decided to go to CM without Liza today instead of tomorrow. I picked up the couple of things I showed you. I don't think I picked up much more for myself after that. The nice thing about teaching for as long as I have is I feel like now I can go into somewhere like CM and really like spend wisely. I remember my first few years, I felt like I needed everything that I saw, every poster set, every book, every sticker set, every accessory. And now I can go in there and kind of like wade through like, oh, that's cute, but it's not really anything that I need. So I, for myself, only bought those few items that I showed you. And then I picked up some like inspirational type posters for the staff lounge. And now I'm going to go take a pair of pants that I bought at Nordstrom Rack back because they're not working out, and then I might stop at my classroom to try something out from what I just bought, but I don't know, it depends on how I feel. So I'm gonna head back before traffic gets picked up on the freeway, and I'll talk to you later. All right, it is now about 7:30ish or close to 7:30. I'm at home. Last time I spoke to you, I was at CM. I had picked up my items, and I then went to Nordstrom and returned some pants, which I did. And then I went to my classroom to get something printed because I'm out of ink. And I wanted to drop some things off, and then I decided, totally forgetting that I was going to show you guys my final purchases at CM, I decided to leave those bags there because I'm trying to avoid bringing any more stuff home to sit on my dining room table, because as of right now, this is what my dining room table looks like, which is not a huge mess for many, but for me, it is bothersome because I don't really like to have stuff out like that. So I might be going into my classroom tomorrow, and if I do, I will show you what I got. But either way, you'll see what I got. But you saw some of it, most of it already. So then I came home and I needed to take a nap because I was really tired, and I could tell that Genesis, I think her little hips and joints were bothering her. So we just laid on my bed upstairs and took a little nap. There she is right there, resting on the stair. Her birthday's Friday, you guys. So I took a nap, and then I woke up and I went to Michael's because my, what do you call this? My magazine was ready. Like, I had the magazine, the Scholastic Teacher Feature, framed, and it was ready. So I'm gonna show it to you. I just have to find something to put you guys down on. Okay, so here is my picture. I have set you guys down. I'm gonna open it up, and then I'm just gonna show you the finished product. And then I am more than likely gonna end the vlog for the day here so that I can focus on the things that I need to get done, because I have some busy times ahead of me. So let me open this up really quick. Okay, so here it is. It's upside down, so I am standing in a very awkward position. So this is what it looks like. I'm happy with it. I like the fact that the frame is white and the matting is gray to kind of tie in with it. I think they did a great job. I'm just really excited to get this in my classroom. I have another copy with me in case I decide to frame another one and have it in my office upstairs. So that costs, I think I wanna say with my discount and some specials they had going on, I think it cost me about $130 to get this framed, which I think was worth it to me. So that is my framed feature that I will be hanging in my classroom. I'm gonna get my dad to help me. He doesn't know that yet, but he will. And that's it. So that's my Monday. It was kind of busy, kind of all over the place. I'm not taking Jenny on a walk because I think she needs a break, but I'm gonna go upstairs and get some household chores done. So I will see you guys tomorrow. It's 11:30 on Tuesday, and I just got off the phone with someone from TeachersConnect to talk about the video that we're gonna work together on with some other teachers on YouTube, and it went great. So I have a list of things that I need to do. And besides that, this morning I woke up and I went to my Orange Theory class at 8:45. I believe, let's check. Today was a power day, I think it was. I burned 544 calories, got 25 splat points. That is what it looks like. So I went, did that, came home, showered, and then got ready because I knew I was getting this phone call at 11 o'clock. I'm a little stressed because I still have not gotten my confirmation email from the security company to confirm the conversation that I had with the representative yesterday. I've left 2 messages for that person, and I haven't heard back from him yet. So that is like been how it goes, so that makes me extremely nervous, but I'm gonna try and stay positive. If I don't hear back, I'm gonna call again at 1:30 because they are on the East Coast, and that'll be about 4:30 their time. So again, if you're looking for security, I do not recommend this company. I believe their name is Safeguard Security. I've had nothing but issues with them all summer. So right now I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what exactly my next steps are gonna be. I kind of need to go to school. I just want to drop off my framed picture because I don't want it in the house. And there was another reason why I felt like I needed to go drop something off. I'm not sure. So I don't know. I might go to school, I might not, but I definitely know I need to eat because I'm starving. And then I need to devote myself to getting some work done. I need to look at some stuff for Storybird, since we're gonna be working together, and then look at how I'm gonna organize this video with TeachersConnect and send out some messages to the other teachers that have agreed to participate. And there's like also school stuff that I need to look at. I need to start thinking about putting my back to school night presentation together and like update my website a little bit. So I'm slowly having to be a little bit more productive each day. And I've told myself if I take a nap in the process, that will be fine as well. So not much else has happened since then. My Birkenstocks are coming today, so I'm gonna show you guys those. They should come at some point today. And we'll see if I keep them, but all in all, 11:42, not much has happened just yet, but I will talk to you guys later. Genesis, who did that? That's a bad girl. That is a bad girl. Go to bed. So, you guys see that down there? I just got home not too long ago. I'm pretty sure that was not there. I got home and I promptly took Genesis outside to use the bathroom. I took Genesis outside to use the bathroom, and she did. Now she did a number 2, which I know for sure because in the process of cleaning up after her, I got a little of her number 2 on my hand. TMI, but that's really what just happened. And then I came upstairs to get something and came downstairs and I see that there, which makes me think that she did that while I was upstairs. I don't know why. Sometimes Genesis does things and they really make no sense to me. But those of you that love her out there as much as I do, every now and then, Genesis will test her mother's patience, and that is one of those times. The only bright spot to that is I'd rather it be on that kind of surface than carpet, but you know what? She knows better. She's about to be 13 years old on Friday. So anyway, I got home. I left. I did go to my school to print some stuff out that I needed, and I don't have my printer here that's working. Let me get you guys out of my face. That's a bit much. So I printed that out, stopped by Jenny's room. Jenny's room is looking even better than when you saw it. It's very, very Joanna Gaines in there. Very Joanna Gaines. Our whole pod right now is gray. So all the walls are gray. And so I stopped by, chatted with her for a minute. Then I showed the principal the posters that I bought at CM yesterday. I will show you those eventually. She liked them. And then I stopped at Starbucks because I need to be caffeinated so that I can get some work done. And then I went and bought Subway for lunch because I still don't have groceries. I don't. So the good news is like in that process, I called the security company once again because, you know, LaTanya, I'm going to follow up. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to follow up. And I got a hold of the representative that helped me yesterday. And he did send me, he just sent me the email confirming the conversation that we had yesterday. I feel a little bit more at ease. Basically what he was supposed to confirm, my arm is really getting tired. What he was supposed to confirm is that they are crediting my account the amount of those 2 fees. And by doing that, I don't have a payment due until April of 2019. Now, of course, there's a little caveat in that email that says upon approval, and I swear to the high heavens, if that doesn't get approved, I'm gonna lose my mind. So, and I promptly canceled automatic payments because with that company, I need to be in control of when the payments are being sent in because at this point, I don't trust them. And if I could get out of this contract, I would. So, Safe Home Security, Safeguard Security, whatever name they go by, avoid them at all costs. So I'm gonna eat right now and then get to work. Well, first I'm gonna clean up my dog's mess that she left, and then I'm gonna get to work. So when I need a break, I'll check in with you guys. So I'll talk to you. Okay. I have a couple of things I want to talk about right now, and I'm going to try and be quick about it because I got things to do. First, let me have a random thought that has nothing to do with teaching, nothing to do with anything I've talked about, but it's just a thought I had because I was just in my living room. I changed a channel because Two Broke Girls was on, which is not a show that I particularly care for. And at 7 o'clock, Access Hollywood and Extra comes on, and I watch those shows because I do love some celebrity gossip. And at that moment, they were like talking about the Kardashians. Khloe and her baby's daddy, for lack of a better term, Tristan, are working on their relationship, and then they do a little shot of, what's her name? Kourtney Kardashian in a bikini with their backside prominent in the picture. And this is what really agitates me about the Kardashians. Now, mind you, I do watch the show, like full disclosure, I do watch the show. It's just like a car crash or something. I have to watch it. I just am so baffled by the family. And then when you really think about how that family took one of their daughter's like most embarrassing moments and like turned it into a multi-million-dollar empire, is crazy. But the thing with the Kardashians is it just hurts my heart that there's got to be something more that they have to offer to society aside from the fact that they want to show you their bodies, their figures, their looks. It's like everything that they do seems to revolve around their looks, their body, like the physical aesthetic. And I just think it's so unfortunate for young girls to see that, and for that to be the image, and for them to be these role models. And very rarely, they can all be very bright, intelligent women, but they rarely show you that. And I just think it's unfortunate. And I just thought that because yet again, I had to see Kourtney's butt. I'm like, is there anything else you have to offer me? So there's that. The battery's gonna run out, so hopefully I can get through this quickly, and if not, I'll have to pick it up later. So let me prioritize. The first thing I want to talk about is my adventure I just took to Target. I went to Target because Jennifer, who I mentioned last week from Glitter and Jams, posted something on her Instagram, and they were socks with this cute little note on it for her teammates. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. I want to give my teammates a little something to start the school year off, just to kind of set the tone. So she offered to get the socks for me because I hadn't seen the socks before. It's the teacher socks. I'm sure you guys have seen them on Instagram or whatever. So I went to Target to look for them and to look for some organization boxes for my closet. Didn't find the box. Well, I found the boxes, but not the kind that I wanted. I wanted clear shoe boxes with white lids only, and they had clear shoe boxes with pink and blue lids only, so I didn't get them. But I did find the socks in the dollar section. And although I went to the dollar section just for socks, and I'm not normally one to like fall prey to the dollar section because I find it to be very primary in what it has to offer, I just found myself in there just picking up stuff. And by the time I left, I had the socks that I came to get for this sign for like the first day of school, and it was reversible to take a picture for the last day of school. Then I picked up a banner made of pencils, and then I did pick up some plants, and those were for the staff lounge. And so I got them. And then I got in the car, and by the time I had paid for them and started walking to the car, I thought to myself, why did you even buy those things? Do you need those things? And I just like immediately was like, what are you doing? And then I got in the car and really sat in the car and just thought about it for like a good couple minutes. Then I drove out of the parking lot thinking I'm gonna drive home. I'm just gonna take it home. It's only like $8 in total. But then I really kept thinking and thought, you're not gonna use that stuff. Now, I know my weakness as a teacher. My weakness is I'm very bad at like doing things like taking a picture of every student for the first day of school and then saving all those, and then the last day of school remembering to get that board out and decorate the board and take a picture for the last day of school. Like those kinds of things I'm very bad about doing. So for me to buy a board as if I know with 100% certainty that I'm going to be diligent on the first day of school and take a picture of everyone, and not only take the picture but get the picture developed, and then do that again on the last day of school, again, not only get the picture taken, remember to take the picture, but get it developed, it's ridiculous. So that was that. Then the banner, there was like a banner of pencils, and I only picked it up because it was yellow and it matched my classroom. But when I really thought, where are you putting that? There's nowhere for me to put it. Like if I put it somewhere, I'm gonna be forcing it in that spot. Like aesthetically, there's nowhere in my mind that I would put that. And so I left the parking lot of Target, got on like a main road, and then said, you know what, let me turn around and take the stuff back right now. And the lesson is this, because we're at that time of the school year where people are showing you the stuff they're getting at the dollar spot. They're like documenting their like Target hunts because they're looking for certain things that they've used. And then you start, because even me, you start to feel like, should I be out there looking for mini erasers? Like, what is everybody doing with these mini erasers? Do I need to get these colored tubs? Everybody's getting the colored tubs. And then you feel like you should get it. And I feel like that's what happened to me in the dollar spot. Like I saw things, I'm like, oh, I need that. But in my moment of clarity, I thought, LaTanya, you are not that teacher. You are not that teacher that is so diligent and good about getting pictures taken and developed for you to even buy this, and you don't even have anywhere to put this banner. So you need to turn your little stuff around and return it and get your little $8 back, whether it's $8 or not. So for those of you that are teachers out there, I'm all for spending money in your classroom. Obviously, if you look at my classroom and what I chose to do in terms of decorating it, and I spent oodles of money on books and resources that I think are actually beneficial, I don't mind doing that, because if it's enhancing my teaching, I'm okay with spending money within reason. So like, I've bought an Echo Dot for my classroom already. I've bought some other things that you have seen. So I don't mind spending my own money in my classroom. But I just would remind you, as I just had to remind myself, make sure you're spending with purpose, and make sure you're spending in a way that honors the kind of teacher that you are, so that you don't have a stack of things where you're like, I bought that and I thought I was gonna do something and I didn't. And those of you that are new, I over the weekend watched Fernanda from that One Happy Classroom. She did a whole thing on like things she regrets buying as a first-year teacher and things that she really enjoys. And she even talked about the dollar spot, how you can get really wrapped up in the idea that it's cheap and it's cute, and then you buy it, but you really don't stop and think about how are you really gonna use it and how's it really gonna function in your classroom. So I just had that moment. I took it back. I did, let me tell you what I did keep though. Hopefully the battery doesn't run out. Oh. What I did keep, this was an impulse buy, but I will keep this because I love it. It's this shirt that says, wake up, hug a dog, hustle. That is something I had to have because I really feel like those are words to live by. So this battery is blinking, so I know it's gonna die any second. My Birkenstocks have arrived. They're in this box. And I got another pair of shoes from DSW, some tennis shoes that I've been kind of debating on. I will show you those. And I feel like there was something else, maybe not. But I need to charge my battery first. And let's take a look at my table. This is very unusual for me and it's driving me crazy. Now the table looks like this. There's just boxes everywhere. This is what you guys are sitting on when I'm talking to you. So I need to cook some dinner. I need to ask Genesis if she would like to go on a walk today and cook dinner. Ask Genesis, does she want to walk? And I need to continue to work. So what I've been doing since I saw you is just working on materials I need to review for the collaborations that I have coming up with TeachersConnect and Storybird. And I need to get some more work done. So I'll talk to you guys later. Be careful with that dollar spot. Honor yourself and your spending as a teacher. Don't just buy it because somebody else is buying it. Buy it because you need it and you know exactly what you're going to do with it. Those are my words of wisdom for Tuesday at 7:16 p.m. All right, it is 9:15 and guess who's about to eat dinner? Me. So the last time I checked in with you was about 7, so 2 hours ago. Genesis said yes to the walk, so we went out, we took a walk. It was a much needed walk because if you watch my Insta story, I don't know if I'll include it in the vlog, but she had a little potty mishap in the house today. It was a #1 on the tile, so you know, it could have been worse. But the weird thing is she did it while I was here, I'm pretty sure. So her and I were, you know, not really on speaking terms there for a while. So we went on a walk. She had a good walk. And I came home, cooked dinner, got that done. So I just finished cooking and cleaning up from that. So here is the meal that I made today. Honey chipotle glazed chicken. This is not what I'm most excited about. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but I'm just not a fan of chicken breast. So anytime it's like based on chicken breast, I'm always really skeptical, but I always end up liking it anyway, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's Blue Apron's version right there. This is my version. Hopefully it's good. I already have the leftovers packed up, and for the most part I've cleaned. I always spray the counters with this multi-surface cleaner. I tried this scent, this, what is this called? Where was it? Pacific Breeze Coconut is what it's called. I had a different one before, same brand, but it was like a lavender scent, and my sister actually bought that. I typically only want like a lemon smell for that kind of stuff, but I thought let me try that because I do like the smell of coconut. It doesn't smell like coconut, it's just an odd smell, but I'm gonna use it. So the kitchen is pretty much cleaned. As you can see, my dad used to be a short order cook, and I think I said this in a vlog before, but he always taught me that you need to clean as you go. So with Blue Apron, if like the chicken has to cook for 5 minutes, then I always try and see how much I can clean within that 5 minutes. So that is done. I'm gonna eat that in a second. I know it's late and I need to get back on a normal eating schedule, and I will do that. But before I end for the night, I'm going to show you the pair of tennis shoes that I bought from DSW that I've been thinking about, and then I'm gonna open up my box with the Birkenstocks in it, and I'm gonna try them on and see what you guys think, and then I'm gonna say goodbye to you for the night. Here's the pair of tennis shoes that I bought from DSW. These were very popular back in the day when I was in high school. This is what the skaters wore, and then they've obviously come back, and I think they're cute. My concern was that, this sounds irrational now that I'm about to say it out loud, but these are the things that I think when I shop for myself. My concern was that because the tennis shoe comes up to like ankle length, that it was gonna make my already thick legs look even thicker. And that's not anything that I want to have happen. So I tried them on and I feel like they were fine. So I bought a pair of these. The second pair of tennis shoes that are coming are very similar to these. They're not high top, but they are Vans, and they, from the picture in the description, they're not quite gray. They're like grayish, but they have a lot of different color specs in it, and it sounds like I could wear them with a couple of different things. So that is this. I tried them on. They fit. They seem to be very comfortable. So those are gonna be cheaper, I'm sure. Now let's open up our Birkenstocks. You know, again, these were very big in high school, and when I was in high school, you were somebody when you wore your Birkenstocks with a pair of white socks. That was the look that we were doing. I will not be doing that look now. I will probably only get this particular style of Birkenstocks and this particular color. If this doesn't work, then I'm just not meant to have them. So here they are, the same ones I showed you guys on Instagram. I just really like the white. I think it looks like very fresh and clean for the summer, and depending on how you wear them, they can be very cute. But it's like I told my friend Shamika, who I know watches the vlogs, and I've never really met her in person, but she's a friend. I've just never physically been in her presence. But I was telling her it's a real slippery slope with Birkenstocks. It's real easy to go in the wrong direction and, you know, be at granny status, but I'm gonna work my hardest not to. Okay, here they are on my foot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm really wearing Birkenstocks right now. They feel comfortable. I think this is not a good judge because I don't have an outfit, but I definitely think I'm gonna give them a try. Just, you know, I need to take some fashion risks this year, and this, along with a couple of other pair of shoes that I've bought, might be one of those risks. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm probably gonna keep them, and I'm looking forward to putting them with an outfit and then like showing you guys what they look like. I mean, showing them to you now when I'm looking a mess is probably not helping anybody. It's certainly not helping me to say, oh, how do these look in my pajama shorts and a t-shirt? But they feel good. Like, I can see how these would be very comfortable to walk around in. I think I'm gonna adjust the buckles a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep them. So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. I'm gonna eat dinner, do a little bit more work, and then obviously go upstairs, read, do all that. And I will be sure to talk to you guys tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. So see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday at noon. I just got downstairs. I was upstairs. I actually slept later than normal. However, I went to bed last night at about 2 in the morning, so I stayed up pretty late. I got some work done, and then by the time I turned the lights out to go to bed, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't working until 2. I worked until maybe midnight, I don't know. And then I just kind of read and laid about, and when I went to bed, my stomach was bothering me. Like, I did not feel well. And I woke up this morning and felt the same way, so I allowed myself to just lay in the bed for a little bit longer. When I got up at 10, I had a couple phone calls to make. I responded to some emails. I responded to some YouTube comments, and it just took me a long time to get in the shower, get dressed, whatever. And that's fine, because last night I was telling myself, you know, okay, let me backtrack. I'm the type of person where I will say, like yesterday, there was some stuff that I needed to work on for YouTube to get ready for these collaborations, and there was a certain goal that I had set for myself. I wanted to accomplish all X, Y, and Z. And I'm the type of person where if I say I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z, I get very like attached to that, and I'm not very flexible with saying, well, you accomplish X, Y, and you can do Z tomorrow. So there was a period last night where I was like, no, I'm tired, but I'm going to keep going because I said I'm going to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And then I had to have a moment and stop and say, you know what? You're on summer break. You're getting a jump start on this. It's early. You have plenty of time. There's no reason for you to work yourself to 2 o'clock in the morning just doing work. So I stopped and allowed myself like a couple hours of just relaxing, reading, watching TV, whatever. And same with this morning about waking up and getting out of bed. I said, just, it's summer. This is the time of year where you get to do that. So that was how the night ended, and that is how the day started. So my plan today is I'm going to, I think I'm feeling well enough to have a little something to eat. So I'm going to get something. I'm actually going to cook something to eat. I'm going to eat some of my breakfast food. I might get a nice coffee because you guys know I've decided that I deserve to at least have that each day. And then today, I think my focus is going to be to work on school stuff. So because I have school stuff I want to get done before the summer, and then these other things I need to work on for these upcoming videos, I need to make sure that there's a balance. Like I can't completely focus on these YouTube things and then my school stuff go by the wayside. But at the same time, since these are kind of like work assignments for YouTube, I can't just completely focus on school and not put forth my best foot with these collaborations for TeachersConnect and Storybird. So I think today, since I spent the bulk of the day focusing on the YouTube stuff yesterday, I'm gonna focus on the school stuff today. So I'm gonna park myself right in this spot, eat, get to work. I think I wanna work on chapter 7 of math because I don't wanna lose momentum with that. Because I didn't get that done last week, and start looking at how I'm changing back to school night because I want to have that ready to share with Jenny and Peggy since they're new to the grade level. So I'm going to be working on that here, and you know, watching some court TV. Might put on a little Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I just kind of got into that, and wait for some packages to be delivered. My Amazon Prime order should come today. Some of it comes today, and then some of it comes tomorrow. And I think my other pair of shoes, the other pair of Vans from DSW comes today. I'm not sure. So that's kind of what my plan is. It's just to kind of focus, get my work done, so that I can pace myself. So that's it. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. And I have changed shirts just for no real reason at all. But it's still Wednesday. Last time I talked to you, I got some stuff done, got some emails responded to, got some information I needed to work on something. I did intentional math planning with chapter 7, and I took a great little nap. It was fantastic. So I'm now getting ready to check in with Genesis to see if she would like to go on a walk, and if so, I will take her. And then I'm gonna come back home. I don't know if I'm gonna eat dinner yet. My stomach, it's the weirdest thing. Like I'm hungry, but my stomach hurts at the same time. And I don't know what that's about. So I'll either eat when I get back or eat a little bit later. But either way, the next thing on my agenda is I need to send out an email of the questions to the other teachers on YouTube that are gonna be participating hopefully in this TeachersConnect video. And then I'm gonna work on the back to school night presentation, I think. So that's what's up for the evening, and I definitely want to relax a little bit and do some reading so that I can savor my last couple of weeks of summer vacation. So let's see if Genesis answers the question for you guys. 1 second. Genesis? Come here. Do you want to go for a walk? Want to go for a walk? Yes? You want to go? Want to go for a walk? Yeah? I think that's a yes. When she doesn't want to go for a walk, she just kind of looks a little less alert than that. So I'm gonna take her out. We need to get 30 minutes of some physical exercise. Jenny, you wanna go for a walk? Are you ready? Come on. I don't know, like she seems like she wants to, but then that was a very lackluster response to what I just asked her again. So we're gonna go do that. Hopefully we are fine because it did rain a little bit today. So the weather's been funny, but I'll keep you posted. We'll see if we get that walk done, and if not, I'll be sure to let you know. So I'll talk to you when I get back. Okay, we're back from our walk. Genesis said yes to the walk. She agreed to it once again. She had a good one. And then I picked up my package from the mailbox, which is the other set of Vans. And then I also forgot to tell you guys when I checked in before the walk and I've changed shirts again. I don't know. I think the other shirt I was in made me more hot because it was black, and then I felt like this shirt would cool me down. So just disregard the silly things that I do during the summer. So I forgot to tell you that my Amazon order came in, so I'm gonna show you what I got from Amazon during the Prime Day sale. Only one of the things really was a deal, and that was the one thing that I was looking for, so I'll show that to you in a second because I'm excited about it. So the first thing I got was 2 packs, or 2 of these sets of Ticonderoga pencils. So it is 4 packs of 12. So in total, this is 96 of these pencils, I believe. And when I ordered these, I had this like epiphany. You know how some teachers label their pencils in the hopes that they get them back instead of just having to buy and replenish pencils on a regular basis. I thought, and I've never done that because I thought I just don't have that kind of time. I'd rather just replenish the pencils as opposed to labeling them. But then I realized most parents, when they go and buy pencils to donate to the classroom or for their kids, very rarely are they buying these pencils. The only people that really understand the value of these pencils typically are teachers. So I thought maybe when I buy pencils, they will just always be these type. And the fact that the eraser is wrapped in green serves as a label in and of itself. So if I have a student with the pencil and I'm collecting them at the end of the day, as I do, I know to tell my students who collect the pencils for me to say, any student that or any pencil that has that green top on it, collect it so that they can be sharpened for tomorrow. Guys, it took me 13 years to figure that out. So I bought some of those. And that was actually a donation by my mother. She bought those for me. Then I got this thing here. I have not completely opened it up, but this is for the iPad that I got through Donors Choose. I got an iPad and a pen so that I have like a stylus to go with it that is made for the actual iPad. And this is just a case to hold those things in it so that I don't lose it, because that little pen is $100. So I bought this to store that, as well as some other technology and equipment in it, because it has quite a bit of room. Then I'm gonna save my favorite, or my most exciting thing, for last. I got this. This is a cover for the Apple Pen, because when I was reading the reviews before I set all this up, as far as the Donors Choose project is concerned, one of the issues people had with the Apple Pen is that I guess the texture of it is slippery, and if you put it down on your desk, it tends to roll off the desk because it has no real traction on it. So I bought one of these to handle that, because when I used my iPad before with the stylus, it was very common for me just to put the iPad down, put the stylus down, and you know, the last thing I want is a $100 Apple Pencil rolling around on the floor getting lost. So I bought one of those. Then, not that I needed it, but I wanted it, I bought a new pencil pouch. I haven't decided what exactly I'm gonna use this for. I like to have my correcting pens separate from just my everyday writing utensils. So I don't know if I will be putting in correcting pens or my everyday writing utensils like pencils, pens, or whatever, but it's pretty big. I think this is actually a cosmetics case. It has a very funny smell, but I got it because it matches my classroom. It has marble print. It's white with gray, and the zipper is gold. So I just bought it because it was cute and it matched. And then the thing that I'm most excited about, the reason why I was on it with the Amazon Prime Day today, is because I wanted to try out having a Echo Dot in my classroom. So this was on sale for $29.99, I believe. Regular price $49.99. And Liza has one of these in her house, and I don't know if I knew what they were, but just for some reason when I saw it in Liza's house, I thought, oh, that might be kind of cool to use it in the classroom, because I do play music in my classroom sometimes, and it is a hassle to like get my iPhone or go on YouTube and search for music, whereas this, you know, obviously you can just say play such and such. Also, there's some other things I want to use it for, like I want to have a number of the day, and I know that this can do that for me. And I had looked online to see like using the Echo Dot in the classroom, and there were a couple blog posts that I read that had some pretty fun ideas as to how to use it. Plus, it's fun because every now and then, you know, you have kids that ask you a question and you don't have the answer to. Well, we can ask Alexa. So I just thought that would be an engaging thing to have in class. It would be fun, and I think it'll definitely be worth the cost since it was only $29.99. So I have this. I just have to set it up and play around with it, hopefully before school starts. So those are my Prime Day purchases. And then, I don't know if you guys can see, but let me see if I can zoom in. Let me get it out of the way. I don't want you zoomed in on my face. You see? Someone's resting after their little walk. That's my favorite part about the walk, is it really calms her down and gets her relaxed. And I just feel like she enjoys the evening better when she's been exercised. So next is the pair of shoes that I ordered. Let me open this. So like I said, I bought 2 pairs of Vans. These are not high tops, these are low tops. And they're kind of gray in color from what I could tell, or grayish. We'll see what happens when I pick it out. Oh, these are cute. So I'm gonna try and have it focus. So let's see. Okay, there we go. So you see how it's gray, but it also has other little flicks of color in it. So I can see there's like little pink flicks, little purple flicks, teal flicks, and I like it. So I haven't tried them on. I'm sure it will be fine because the ones I tried on yesterday fit well and they were comfortable. So that's another back to school purchase that I got. And that's it. So more than likely, I feel like I say this all the time. I won't even say it. I was gonna say I'm gonna end the vlog for tonight here, but something always happens and I check in, so I won't even say that. So you might see me later on tonight, or you may see me tomorrow, but I know I'm probably, the top of my head is cut off. Let's do. I'm probably gonna eat dinner. No, I'm gonna send an email first and then I'm gonna eat dinner and then do some more work. So I'll check in with you later. Yep, it's dark, number one. Number two, it is almost 7:30 on Thursday, and this is the first time I'm checking in with you. And since today is probably just gonna be a wash, it will more than likely be the only time I check in with you. So I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. 8:45 Orange Theory, Liza joined me this time. And then I left there and went to my classroom to once again drop some of my Amazon Prime stuff off. And my thought was I was gonna work on the teacher's lounge. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I volunteered to kind of help spruce up the teacher's lounge because it was completely undecorated last year. That was really the last thing on anybody's mind, but at the same time it was kind of depressing. So I had bought a few things for the teacher's lounge that I was gonna kind of put up, and I just realized I never showed it to you. Okay, and I am being reimbursed, so I'm not paying for these things out of pocket, but these are things that I'm buying, and then the school will reimburse me. So I left Orange Theory, and that was my intention, and then I was driving to the school and then realized I didn't have the keys to my classroom. So I said, let me just run home really quick, I'll get my keys, and then I can like feed Genesis and give her medicine and everything. And it's a good thing I did, because when I came home, there was a note on my door. from the service technician from the security company who was supposed to come today. And it said, you know, you had an appointment at 9 o'clock. You missed it. That's okay. I'll be back in your neighborhood on Saturday. Can I come Saturday afternoon? Here's my number. Call me to confirm. Now, I'm irritated because on the way home from Orange Theory, I called the security company and said, I'm supposed to have a service appointment today, but no one has called to confirm that that is the case. So the girl I speak to puts me on hold for about 5 minutes, comes back and says, oh, we just tried to reach the technician to confirm with him, but he didn't answer, but I will send him an email, but you do have a service appointment today between 1 and 5. So I said, fine, which is what I have been told earlier this week. So, when I got home and saw that note, I immediately called the technician and said, hey, this is LaTanya. You were just at my house. I missed you, but my appointment wasn't supposed to be until 1 to 5. And I said, in fact, the security company said they just called you and couldn't reach you, but they sent you an email letting you know that. And he was like, what? A, surprised that that was the time that I thought my appointment was. And B, said, they never called me or sent me an email. That's the second time someone has told me that, which just says to me that the people that answer the phone at that company at any given moment are making up things. That's fine. I can't. So he says, well, I'm leaving now, but I'll be back in your neighborhood at about 1 o'clock. Can I meet you then? And I said, fine. So then I fed Genesis, gave her medicine, went to school, did what I was supposed to do, and got some things done there. And so I left school at about 1 to come home and meet the technician. He came and basically replaced the sensors in my window. So in all the windows downstairs, there's a little sensor in them. So anytime the window opens, the alarm goes off. So he put the sensors in, and I talked to him about everything that's been going on, and he's just as shocked that I've been going through as much as I have with the company as I am. So that happened. Then I had to shower. I had to quickly eat because I also had a hair appointment at 4 o'clock just to kind of refresh it so that it looks decent when I film these videos for Storybird. And then I had an errand to run, and then I came home and literally sat in silence for probably more than an hour, and here we are. So it's just the day. I've just been running around doing all kinds of things and really haven't sat still for very long. So I'm getting ready to take this one, Jenny, on a walk. I think she's ready to have some dinner, but it's not time. So I'm gonna take her on a walk, take 30 minutes of just quiet time so I can figure out what I need to do. I just think I have a lot going on at the same time, and I just need some quiet time. And that was one of the other reasons I didn't pick up the camera, because I just had to get certain things done and like deal with the security people and all of that. So that was my Thursday in a nutshell. And in the process, I forgot to take out the meat for dinner for Blue Apron. I'm supposed to be making mushroom burgers, but didn't realize I hadn't taken the meat out until about, when did I get home? 6 o'clock? And it's frozen. So I don't know what's gonna happen there. So anyway, sorry I didn't share much else or didn't check in much else for the day, but I promise you nothing exciting occurred. I will check in with you tomorrow. My mom and I are supposed to be getting massages and going to breakfast. I obviously won't massage the vlog. I obviously won't vlog the massage, and I don't know if I'll vlog with my mom. It just depends. But I'll check in at some point. I don't know what's gonna happen with this vlog this week. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys had a great Thursday. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is not Friday, it is Saturday, July 21st. And by this point, you realize I did not check in at all yesterday, which was Friday. And so I'm making up for it today by checking in with you on Saturday to do one of two things, or to take care of two things. I obviously need to close the vlog for the week, but we also haven't had a chance for me to share a couple of posts that caught my attention on TeachersConnect. And these two I really do want to share because they're more resources than me just sharing like a question and my response to it. So as far as yesterday, you guys didn't miss anything at all. My mom and I had a appointment at Massage Envy at 10 o'clock to get massages. We had gift cards that were given to me by my cousin and my mom's niece over a year ago, and we just hadn't used them. So we went to take advantage of that, and I have to tell you, that massage was like the most glorious hour of my life. So much so that while I was laying on the massage table, I distinctly told myself, okay, you need to find a way to make this happen on a more regular basis. So I did sign up for Massage Envy. They do have a teacher's discount, if you didn't know. I know that I was interested in doing it years ago, but at the time, I think just that extra monthly cost was a little bit too much for me. And it may still be a little bit too much for me this year, but I just really thought to myself, you just got to find a way to make it happen, because it is kind of a form of self-care. I know when the school year starts and when we're well into it, I know that I tense up in my back and my shoulders, and sometimes like the pain is unbearable. So to have the opportunity to go once a month is great. So they do have a teacher discount, and they do have a couple of things that they do for teachers, like I don't know if it's specifically for teachers, but I know that you could freeze your account over the summer, because I know for a lot of us, money is a little bit more scarce during the summer. But yeah, if you didn't know that, they do have a teacher's discount. They are running a promotional special, so the monthly fee was already discounted by I think $5, and it was $60 a month. And then when I mentioned I was a teacher, she's like, oh, well, it's already discounted, but I'll knock off another $5 a month for you. So I believe my cost is $55 a month. And I think it is well worth it. So we went and had massages, and then we went to breakfast, and then I went back to my mom's place for a little bit, but I left, you know, soon after, because I had like work to do. And I came home and I kind of just got wrapped up in that kind of stuff, and so I didn't check in, and by the time I realized I hadn't checked in, it was late. And just this week has just been hectic. If you follow me on Instagram, I put up an Insta story saying that I wasn't gonna have a sit down video this week because it was hectic, but for good reason. So I just feel like I was kind of all over the place this week, trying to take care of some other things and get some other things lined up that I need to take care of. And so that explains why there's no sit down video and why I didn't even get the camera in my hands on Friday. So sorry about that. Hope you guys don't mind. But I have been on Teachers Connect. The question that I posed for this week was just basically sharing the fact that I'm going into my 14th year of teaching, and even still every year there's something that I know in my mind, I'm like, okay, I need to get better with that. So this past year, I know that one thing for me was I need to get better with Wonders and try and use it the way that it's intended to be used. And that is something that I will be sure to share as we get into this new school year, so I can show you guys the things that I've done with Wonders and what I felt like worked for me last year. This year, that one thing for me is math instruction. My math scores were, you know, pretty decent, but I always feel like I don't do enough small group instruction with math, and that's always been something that I've wanted to get better at. And so I think I shared the link in my last vlog. I found this resource from a teacher on Teachers Pay Teachers. I think her name is Lauren Santos, and her store is called Core Inspiration, where she has like this system in place with rotation. So I purchased a couple of products since we have funds that I can get reimbursed by the school. I chose to use it on that, and I'm hoping that structure that she already has in place will help me to implement more small group instruction in math. That and the creation and use of more anchor charts. That's the thing that I'm working on this year. So I did pose a question to you guys, if you'd like to answer it, asking you, is there a goal that you have for yourself? Well, like, what is that goal that you have going into this next school year? And then I think I'll write a post about my experience at Target, at the Target dollar spot this week. And not so much about the Target dollar spot, but just like that fine balance you have to find as a teacher on social media, where there definitely is a lot of benefit to following other teachers on social media. You find out about a lot of products, or for me, like books and activities that you may not have otherwise known about. But at the same time, following all these teachers on Instagram and watching them spend and buy and get all these things can very quickly get you in a place where you think you need to get all the things that they have. And I think that's what happened to me at the dollar spot this week. And so I think the post I'm gonna write is gonna be something about like just finding that fine balance of getting inspiration and good ideas from social media, but not being sucked into it at the same time. I still gotta write that. I haven't done it yet, but that's what's in my mind. So the two posts that stood out to me with Teachers Connect that I think would be very helpful to all of you. Sorry, my camera's not doing the best at focusing. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know, I think that's better. But the first one comes from someone named Aaron, and he says, who wants to participate in mystery hangouts? So it says, I'm putting together a contact list for teachers to connect with other teachers who want to set up a time to do a mystery hangout. Megan Forbes recently uploaded a video about it, and she sparked my desire to want to do this. If you are interested in this, please add your contact info to the link below so we can have lots of classrooms to connect with and get our students excited about this fun opportunity. Thanks. And then he attaches a probably a Google Doc of some sort. That stood out to me because I did watch Megan's video, and after I watched, I'm like, oh, I really want to do that with my class because it does seem like a lot of fun, and it does have a lot of different elements that you can teach your kids through that activity, like collaboration, proper questioning technique, tracking information as you get it, and it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to see another class in action. So I've already contacted my friend Darren Nakakihara because he's kind of like the guru of Google Hangouts from what I can tell, and him and I are going to do one at the earlier part of the school year. I just thought it'd be great to do it with someone that has a lot of experience with it to kind of guide me through the process. But I think it's great that Aaron is setting up this spreadsheet so that if you get to the point where you're like, okay, you know what, I want to give that a try, but who am I going to do this with? Now you have a list of teachers who are telling you, that they're interested in doing it, and then you can kind of see where they're at and what grade they teach and kind of match yourselves up accordingly. So if you're interested in doing a Google Hangout, or you want to know who else is out there wanting to do it, make sure you find Aaron's post. He posted this on Thursday. So when you log on, if you don't see it right away, when you scroll down to TeachersConnect, and I'd show you the screen, but I don't want to show first and last names in case they don't want me to do that. But if you scroll to the bottom of the screen of TeachersConnect, it'll give you an option to look at older posts, and you should be able to find it that way. But I wonder if I can link his little spreadsheet to the description box. I'll try. So that was the first one. Then the other one, I have to go back and find it, is from someone named, oh, I have to log back in, is from someone named Joy. And I get the impression that Joy is no longer in the classroom. I don't know exactly what her position is, but there's something about what she posted that made me think maybe she's out of the classroom at this point, but has taught. Joy, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what you do, but I'm going to share your post. So her post says, I've been thinking of next year since summer got out, like so many of us. Soon students will be arriving, which made me want to share this resource I curate from teachers all over. And it's called The First 5 Days Live Binder, and she gives the link. It says you can find activities here for building culture and community the first 5 days. The syllabus and or rules, if you still need to share them, can come later. Get to know your learners, so you can better teach them with their own needs and wants in mind. Enjoy. So I clicked on it, and there are some, it looks like when you click on the link, there's some information, some videos, and it sounds like there's a syllabus or a guide to help you that you can eventually get access to. But let me see if I can show you the site. So it's called First 5 Days, and then there's some videos. Now, I haven't watched the videos yet, but I'm gathering that it's giving you some information on what to do during these first 5 days. So this is a link that Joy shared that I think is worth you checking out and seeing exactly what is involved. So yeah, those are the two posts that piqued my attention because they were like actual resources that I would look at for myself, or it gave me a way to connect with some other teachers who are interested in doing something similar to what I'm doing, such as a Google Hangout. So that is my TeacherConnect share for the week, but I will be posting before the weekend is up. Again, remember, don't just go on there and help anyone out that you can. I know, for example, there's someone in middle school who was asking, where is that question? I couldn't respond because I don't teach middle school. Let's see. I like the wording of it because it was very real. Carrie, she said, I need realistic, and in capital letters, realistic first day of school activities for middle schoolers. Our school is 6th through 8, and the 6th grade follows its own schedule for the first few days because the kids are new to the building. For the first couple of days, we have blocks that we need to fill with quote unquote activities, but I need things that the kids will, sorry, I lost my place. But I need things that the kids will actually buy into, not the typical embarrassing icebreakers or lame, what did you do over the summer activities, things that actually engage them. Later on in the week, I do a student interest survey, so that's out. I want things that are easy and will help relax the nerves. Any ideas appreciated. So if you teach middle school and you feel like you've got this great activity or set of activities that you've done in the beginning of the year and got your class going, make sure you share that information with Carrie, because it is true. Like, there's things that we do at the beginning of the year that middle schoolers probably have done over and over again. And so she's looking for something a little bit more creative and innovative. So Teachers Connect, log on, make sure you interact. I, of course, will leave the link in the description box if you haven't joined. The other thing that I did want to mention is one of you asked me on either my last YouTube video or Instagram, but you are a teacher that's not teaching in the United States and you were having a hard time joining, and you were wondering if it's because you weren't teaching in the United States. I did check with them, and any teacher can join, but they did say you may have a hard time signing up because the schools that they have listed are all in the United States, and that's something that they know they need to work on. But if you email them, they can kind of work with you to get that fixed. So I will leave that email address down below. So that's it for the week. It is almost 2 o'clock on a Saturday. I have to go take care of some things, which is why I'm actually dressed and looking pulled together. I need to go to my classroom and do a couple of things, and then I need to edit this vlog that's probably gonna be late. And then write my post for Teachers Connect about my debacle in the Target dollar spot this week. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being patient with me being here and then not being here this week. I hope you don't mind, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Until then, enjoy your days, enjoy your summer, make sure you find time to rest, relax, take naps, have a good mix between work and relaxing. But other than that, I'll see you guys next week, and please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and there's usually one person out there that gives the video a thumbs down, and one day I'm gonna win that one person over. If it's you, I'm coming for you. So anyway, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, like it,